Season 9 of Drake's Migration Nation is powered by Hydra Trek, powerful, rugged, amphibious vehicles. Coming up this week on Drake's Migration Nation.
They're almost hitting us. All right, man, we're done. Let's go. Bang, bang, reload, and bang, bang again.
And this is why we came to Massachusetts. Yes.
Got it.
Yeah!
Get ready.
Gonna be a good morning. Yeah.
Drake's Migration Nation is powered by Hydra Trek.
New England is the oldest part of our country, an area that's steeped in history, tradition, and old world architecture. It's also rich in waterfowl. On this week's episode, regional host Captain Jeff Coates takes us along on a northeast adventure exploring Boston, Massachusetts in search of the prized common eider.
All right, so my Maryland guiding season is over, and we're doing something a little different this year. We're packing up and heading north to New England in search of the common eider. Massachusetts specifically, we're going to catch up with my good friend Randy Drago, the Cod Father himself. All right, so with arriving in Boston, it's raining. We've decided to head it down to the historical district and visit some of the sites, such as the USS Constitution, also known as Old Ironsides. All right, this is where Paul Revere did his famed midnight ride. We were able to find his house, as well as the Old North Church, where he hung his signal lanterns. One is by land, two is by sea. So right around the corner from Paul Revere's house is the Union Oyster House. I gotta tell you, it's some awesome food. It's the oldest restaurant in the United States, opened in 1826.
I can't eat it.
We've also had some time to visit Gloucester, Massachusetts. It's the oldest seaport in America, starting back in 1623.
All right, we're in the heart of it, downtown Gloucester. It's a drizzly Monday morning.
This is the seaport that not only the story is based from, but the movie is filmed, The Perfect Storm.
Wicked Tuna fans, this is where it happens, man. We're right in the heart of it, Gloucester, Mass. Thinking of you, we are.
Gloucester also has a fisherman's memorial. Any commercial fisherman who has lost their life at sea has their name at this memorial. It really was a moving experience to see all the names of the men that have lost their lives out at sea, enjoying what they do fishing. So finally, the next day, we're able to get down to business, what we came here for to do.
Bigger the better.
We were out before daylight, and there was a pretty good southeast ocean swell coming in. It's a little dark. We're in the pre-dawn, just in the distance there. There's a really nice rock island here. It's late January and the last couple days of the new reduced 60-day Seaduck season here on the Atlantic Flyway. We're going to experience a little bit of all types of weather that New England has to offer.
Right now we have a pretty good swell from the past 2 days, that storm that just rolled through, so now we're having rollers wash up on this rock, I don't know, 3-4 footers, so you're going up 3 feet, down 3 feet, so being up against rocks, it's not really the best scenario to be in.
I've known Randy the past couple seasons, and I keep up with him on social media. He's a younger guy, he has a beard, just not as much gray as mine has in it.
Right now we're in the lee of the island, so I know there's a lot of birds that cut this edge to get up in the harbor, so it's one of my #1 spots that I want to hit this morning, but we might have to make a move here.
And much like myself in Maryland, Randy targets sea ducks, and more specifically, the New England trophy, the common eider. If you're not familiar with sea ducks, we're gonna target them and gun them on the open salt water. From Randy's big boat, his layout boat, as well as climb up on some rocks. Big decoys is what we like. Birds gotta see them.
Right here, boys, right here. Let's walk. You guys ready to shoot?
We're Seaduck hunting, and if you haven't figured this out yet, this boat is rocking and rolling, and it makes for some really challenging shooting, so we'll see how I do.
To keep up with all the hunting action, check us out on the web. Season 9 of Drake's Migration Nation is powered by Eider Seaduck. Powerful, rugged, amphibious vehicles. Rio Ammunition. Share the experience. Higdon Outdoors. Get real. Boss Drives. Take charge. Realtree. Family, friends, and the outdoors. And by Drake Waterfowl Systems. Innovators in waterfowl hunting.
All right, back for season number 9. I even put a couple extra wraps on before I headed north. We're good to go. All right, we're boat hunting for eider right here in the ocean, just a little bit north of Boston, with Randy Drago of Cod Father Guide Service. This is the second year of the reduced 107-day sea duck season, only 60 days. I'm done my guiding in Maryland. I got in 58 days this year, and we don't have eider, so I wanted to head north, travel north here, get a chance to jump in the boat with Randy and see if we can connect on some prime trophy Drake eider. Maybe we'll see a king too. I wanted to shoot it, but I'm not going to.
So once the sun comes up and hits the decoys, the white from the drakes will be like a billboard, they'll shine. This low light condition, they kind of almost blend in.
We've dealt with 2 days of inclement weather. Yesterday it really poured. So today is our first day. We do not have rain. Dealing with a little bit of a west breeze and a pretty good little ocean swell coming from the, I guess it would be the southeast. So the boat is rocking and rolling. Should make some challenging shooting.
Sea ducks typically do not fly more than 10 feet off the water. They're pretty low flying birds, so sometimes it's tough to see them when they're coming across the bay or water. Not like scoters. Scoters tend to fly a little bit higher. Eiders, they're a lot more wearier. So having a boat out here moving around and stuff, they're picking it out. You can't really sit out in the middle unless you get a layout boat. So you need a backdrop to kind of hide you. And being with the swell this morning, we can't get as tight as I want to next to the rocks. So the birds are starting to like kind of key in on us and shy away. So it's one of the battles we're facing today.
We're dealing with the big swell. The wind's not really cooperating. The sun's kind of in our face. The birds are flying by, and nothing's really decoying. But
Single on the bow. Right here, Jeff.
oh, I got you right under the sun. This one hen decoys. And normally I don't shoot hens, but in my 4 eider limit, I am allowed 1 hen, and something told me that I should take her.
Nice shot.
Thank you, thank you. All right, we're on the board.
Would you look at that, Jeff?
I could say truly my first official Eider band. Thank you, sir. Thank you, thank you. Woo! This was a really good start for us, and it showed us exactly what we would be doing the rest of the week.
All right, man, we're done. Let's go.
With the small craft advisory that was about to kick in, Randy thought we should pick up, pack up, and go find something better to do.
To keep up with all the hunting action, check us out on the web. Season 9 of Drake's Migration Nation is powered by Hydra-Trek, powerful, rugged, amphibious vehicles.
A brisk 20 degrees cooler than yesterday morning. We got the boat in the water, and today we got the secret weapon, the two-man layout boat. We're gonna go out and set her up, and the spot that we saw where all the eider were traveling from outside of the island we were sat at yesterday to back up in the little inland bay. We're gonna set back up in there with this thing here, so it should be deadly. The next morning we're gonna use the same ramp, but we're gonna gun a different technique. Randy's got a two-man layout boat. If you're not familiar with a layout boat, it's a boat that lays flat to the water that you get in and lay down. It's a really cool experience, a much different perspective to see the birds come in when your head's only 2 feet off the water. And let me tell you, they decoy great. Yeah, we are doing something a little bit different this morning. First off, it's 20 degrees cooler. The wind's still kind of blowing, but we're in a spot that we're not really feeling it as much. And we're in an awesome two-man layout boat. So the eider, in theory, should be right in our face. Much different shooting than yesterday. Super nice drake just came by. We're ready now. So being positioned very comfortably in the layout boat, we're seeing a lot of birds fly. Goldeneye, red-breasted mergansers, scoter, and a lot of eider.
Right now, just setting up an anchor for us to come back to. When those guys shoot a bird, I'll run in there, pick it up, and I don't have to pull the anchor in every time. I just put a decoy on it, throw the rope, come back, pick the rope up, and go back on the anchor.
So although we're very comfortable in the layout boat, we're definitely confined. We can't move, so Randy is in his big boat, being the tender, picking up our birds. We've got the boat and the decoys positioned in between where the eider roost and where they're gonna come up and feed. So they've actually got to fly past the decoys to get where they want to feed. Another reason for being set up where we are, the temperatures are much cooler this morning, and actually the wind is very strong. So we're in an area where we can, if you will, kind of get out of the wind.
Right, sounds good. That one's a nice drake. He's dead.
All right, Jeff. Yeah, we just got another one to decoy really good. Come on, Jeff. Yeah, he got one out of that.
Come on, for the middle one.
Got him.
Yeah! That is an absolute trophy.
Oh, look at the drake surf scoter. See him on the right?
Didn't shoulder the gun.
I'm feeling my arm for that one.
This one, it's getting close to full plumage. He's still got a lot of black on him. Still, nonetheless, it's got its own character, those black tips.
And this is why we came to Massachusetts, yes. So I was able to have all the fun that I could legally, and Randy trusted me to be the captain of his boat. We're gonna let him jump in the layout boat now.
It was a great morning.
There it is.
There you go.
Beautiful bird. Peach in the chest. Stout bird. Big old heavy bird.
Surf scoter came around the wrong side.
The birds have definitely slowed down. It's a little later in the morning, but Randy's shooting is dead on.
That one came out of nowhere. So it's been a pretty productive morning. We still got one left to our limit, but we're gonna call it a day. We gotta get going to see if we can square up with a lobster boat and get you guys out on a lobster boat hauling traps, seeing what that's all about, so we can bring home some lobsters tonight and get that going.
All right, so northbound we are, headed to Portland, Maine. It might sound like it's a long drive, but it's really not. A quick drive through New Hampshire, and we're into Maine. And when you think of Maine, what's the first thing you think of? Lobster.
Hey, how we doing?
Jeff Coates.
Tucker Jordan.
Nice to meet
Tucker.
you. Thank you very much for having us. Appreciate it.
Not a problem. We got the Maine Lobster Boys boat here, named the Miss Lavina, after my wife. You're welcome to come aboard.
Thank you.
Let's go see if we can catch some bugs.
Awesome.
Randy had a prior commitment, but he's put us in the good hands of the Maine Lobster Boys, Tucker and Andrew, and we're headed out. So we jump aboard, head on out to the open water to some traps that have been soaking for a few days now. So I am a licensed captain, but today Tucker's in charge, and I'm just a guest deckhand, and the pressure's on. Fortunately, every trap we pulled had lobster in it. Time to go steam them up. Eider in Massachusetts, lobster in Maine, and now on to our third state, New Hampshire. We're gonna steam these bugs up.
To keep up with all the hunting action, check us out on the web. Season 9 of Drake's Migration Nation is powered by Hydra-Trek, powerful, rugged, amphibious vehicles. Rio Ammunition, share the experience. Higdon Outdoors, get real. Boss Drives, take charge. Realtree, family, friends, in the outdoors. And by Drake Waterfowl Systems, innovators in waterfowl hunting.
The next morning is a few degrees cooler, it's still windy, and the birds flew so well, we're gonna go back basically to the same spot and set up the layout boat. But this morning we got a special guest with us, Randy's fiance, Amy. Amy grew up hunting waterfowl with her father, so I'm guessing that's why she understands what Randy loves to do.
All right, we're ready. It's legal shooting time. Had a couple birds fly up in here early on us.
I'm in the layout boat first, and you can just tell it's gonna be one of those kind of mornings.
Here's the sink, another one over to decoy.
The action was fast and furious. They're almost hitting us. Pow! That's in your face, man. Woo, nice strike too. I can see the green on the back of his head. Woo! Number 2. Why did I drive from Maryland? To see the number of birds just like this.
Look at that.
The Drake Eider is a crazy beautiful bird. From his bill to the green in his face, the peach on his chest, the feathers are almost like hair. Let's get Amy in the boat. I'm getting out of here.
That layout boat, man, that's just flat out cool.
I get out, it's Amy's turn now. Amy's got this down, and you know what? It looks like she might have done this before.
Nice. Very nice.
I always used to hunt with my dad a little bit, but he's what really got me into like the waterfowl hunting.
Before too long, she's got her birds, and it's time to go. Just another awesome morning here in Massachusetts. With the next day, we're gonna switch it up and try something different. We're going to an area where we've seen a lot of birds flying through, and we're gonna climb up on some rocks. Sadly, it's the last day of our hunt, and it's also the last day, day number 60 of the special sea duck season.
The decoys are in range, gentlemen.
Yeah, man.
It's good.
We got the man, the myth, and the legend, Riley McHugh. He's gonna climb up on the rocks with us also.
Hey, Riley, get it. There you go.
That's the way to start the morning, Jeff. Nice big old Drake Eider.
Riley truly is a New England legend.
All right, let's get ready for some more.
He's been guiding full-time since the late 1990s.
Yeah, Jeff. Thank you, thank you. One more down. Randy's picking up another one.
And truth, it's just great to hang out with him.
That is looking nice right there. Yes, sir.
We get a couple birds early, and you can just tell it's going to be a great day. With the south wind, we're not complaining. The temperatures are a little bit milder. But again, the ice is still flowing behind us strong.
Nice shot, Jeff. That was beautiful.
On this 60th day, the last day of the special Seaduck season, the action is strong. We're one bird shy of our limit, but we're not going to be greedy. Again, the ice is flowing pretty good, and the Coast Guard cutter has agreed to kind of poke a hole through the ice for us to get back in on the outgoing tide. New England truly is a special place. We experienced a lot of stuff in a very short period of time. If you enjoy duck hunting like I do, this is a place you've got to come check out. Rich in waterfowl and rich in history, this is a special place in the Migration Nation.